Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about emotional eating, what it is, why we do it, and most importantly, how to overcome it. Emotional eating is a common issue that affects many people, and it can be a difficult habit to break. But with the right strategies and mindset, you can overcome emotional eating and build a healthier relationship with food. So, let's dive in. What is emotional eating? Emotional eating is when you eat in response to emotions, rather than hunger. It's a way of coping with stress, anxiety, boredom, or other feelings that can trigger food cravings. Emotional eating can lead to overeating, weight gain, and a cycle of guilt and shame that can be hard to break. So, why do we do it? Why do we emotional eat? There are many reasons why people turn to food as a way of coping with emotions. For some, it's a learned behavior. Maybe you grew up in a household where food was used as a way of soothing emotions. For others, it's a way of avoiding or numbing difficult feelings. Whatever the reason, it's important to recognize that emotional eating is not a healthy or sustainable way of coping with emotions. How to overcome emotional eating. Now, let's talk about how to overcome emotional eating. Here are some tips and strategies that can help. Identify your triggers. The first step in overcoming emotional eating is to identify your triggers. What emotions or situations tend to trigger your food cravings? Keep a food diary to track your eating patterns and identify any patterns or triggers. Once you've identified your triggers, you can begin to find other ways to cope with those emotions that don't involve food. Find other ways to cope. Once you've identified your triggers, it's important to find other ways to cope with difficult emotions. This could be anything from exercise, to journaling, to talking to a friend or therapist. By finding other ways to cope, you can break the cycle of emotional eating and build healthier habits. Practice mindful eating. Mindful eating means paying attention to your food and eating in a way that honors your hunger and fullness cues. This can help you eat more intuitively and avoid overeating. To practice mindful eating, try to eat without distractions, like TV or your phone, savor each bite, and check in with your hunger and fullness cues throughout your meal. Don't restrict yourself. One common mistake people make when trying to overcome emotional eating is to restrict themselves too much. This can backfire and lead to binge eating. Instead, focus on incorporating healthy foods into your diet, but also allow yourself to enjoy the occasional treat. By allowing yourself to enjoy all types of foods in moderation, you can build a healthier relationship with food and avoid the guilt and shame that often comes with emotional eating. Get support. Finally, don't be afraid to seek support. Talk to a friend or family member, join a support group, or consider seeing a therapist or counselor who specializes in eating disorders. Getting support can help you stay motivated, build healthier habits, and break the cycle of emotional eating. Conclusion. So, there you have it, some tips and strategies for overcoming emotional eating. Remember, breaking the cycle of emotional eating takes time and effort, but it's worth it. By identifying your triggers, finding other ways to cope, practicing mindful eating, avoiding strict restrictions, and getting support, you can build a healthier relationship with food and find other ways to cope with difficult emotions. If you're struggling with emotional eating, remember that you